think we are now live. There you are. What's up, Ron? Yeah, I just saw someone saying about the Gibson thing. Yeah, I don't think it's exclusive, and we'll get into that. That's just the sort of the interesting part. It's like apparently it's like he's still sticking with ESP for some things and doing a Gibson thing for some other things. So that might be something kind of new. Right? Usually it's exclusive. What's up, Jay Jennings? Ben Coombs. What's up, buddy? Jack Collins, Strat CPO, all the regulars. Jay Jennings, Gary Davlin, Vapin Fagan, and Thunder Falcon, Chris Bevan. My eyes. Papa Blue. The light's right behind it. Tim Doog, Majestic PB&J, which is probably the best name on here. Actually, it's Majestic PB&J Cat, which just elevated it to winner. John Banks, Larry John, Mr. Jim, Jerry Frank C, Bill France, Christopher, Jeffy, Annie, SMY Tree. Gotta read. Tonosaurus, Quentin, Mr. Jam and Jerry, J Shaft, Double R Guitar, Browns fan. Really? You can't hear it? I have it kind of cranked. No? Hold on, we'll check the... Can't hear that? Am I talking? Yeah, we're here again, Ed. What's up, Trevor? I know, beer drinking and hell raising. What's up, Overlord? What's up, Tyler? Been a long while since I got live stream. Good to see you. Doing well. Thanks, Tyler. Kelly. Glad you could join us. What's up, Bruce? What's up, Tim? Never mind, I had the volume on YouTube down. Hey, we'll chalk that one up to pilot error. Rather than technical error. Going a little faster. All right, I'm back. Sounded good. Guitar's good. It's the mic. You think the mic's a little low? Everyone always says that, but I'm seeing, I'm metering. It's not compressed. You know, when I go to the other mic, people are like, I like it when you use this mic, but I've got it cranked. It's like at the max. I can't go higher than 10. What's up, Rio? What's up, Coots? The cat is joining the chat. I have the window open. It was a gorgeous day today, and as a matter of fact, I actually got up extra early today to pretty much spend most of the day in the yard doing yard work. I have to say it's looking pretty good. It's so rainy. Everything was overgrown and looking unkempt. And got out there today with the, I guess, what is it, the hedge trimmers? The big long thing. The secret to that is you oil it before every use, and it works like butter. I had to rip through a bunch. And then the other secret is you lay a tarp on the ground so everything just falls on the tarp. What doesn't, you just quickly rake on and you just throw it in the back seat of the car and dump it out at the dump. Because bagging that stuff up that's like 90% of the work. So just cutting that step right out is huge. So yeah, it was nice out there. It was cool and crisp, almost like a little bit of like a fall preview. It was nice. No, they're all balls of Crace energy. That cat, the one that was down there, we have a bird feeder, and I just recently restocked it, and I actually just bought a brand new one because the old one was getting kind of gross, and I could have cleaned it, but I was like, they had it on sale for like $20, brand new, nice bird feeder, cedar, with the suet baskets and the full hopper, and I was like, what am I doing? Like, the time it would take me to clean that thing with a pressure washer and to, like, disinfect it with bleach, I'll just buy this one, which I did. And it's been, like, a lot of birds have been attracted to it. And the cats go nuts. And that one, as I was sitting there, like, waiting for the coffee to brew, like, jumped on the window, got stuck. Her body weight pulled the screen off, which went up because the screen is the size of the window, went up into the curtains and dislodged this 2 curtain rods, just like a main rod and then like a little like decorative thing on the top, and knocked both of those off. It was a huge kablooey. And she was like, like ran out of there. And I'm like, you suck. I gotta go over, gotta put the screen back in, I gotta get the 2 curtain rods back up and the curtains back up. I'm like, what are you doing? Calm down over there. She's like, I just want to kill it. Yeah, this is a Vola. I thought it looked very summery. The last day of July and kind of middle of the summer. And I was like, you know what? Let me do something a little... Looks like a little summery. I went with that. What's up, Mark? It does have a Floyd. This is a wonderful guitar. This really is it's a beast. It's gorgeous. Oh, thanks, Ambrose. Much appreciated. There you are. I like the gloss. I'm a fan of the gloss. What's up, Star Guitar Works? Cats won't tell the cops where your weed is stashed. Unlike dogs. Got a dog and take you right over to it. He's like, dude, check this out. That's what dogs do to you. Loyal my ass. The difference is, cats don't care. Those pickups look strange. Are they tinted wood? They are. They're actually... stained. They're stained gray. Flame maple. Yeah, that's right. They're flame maple pickups. Because, they could. Yeah. Flame maple wood. I think it's wood. Looks like wood. That's wood. I'm 99% sure that's wood. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it looks like wood. Maybe it's a faux wood and it's made out of plastic, but it certainly looks like wood. and that they're not, they're very different from each other. In other words, it looks like the randomness of that would be. What's up, Horatio? Love that ball, Steve. Thanks, Pete. Oh, this truly gorgeous, beautiful top. Yeah, they got a nice top on this one. This one's made in Japan. My other one, which is the Flame, that's actually made in U.S., made in California. I love that blue. I have a list called blue, and it's an ESP LTD EC 256. What's up, Vince? I just saw you go by real quick. Yeah, nice piece of gloss. Nice gloss. It's a shiny gloss right there. Used to have a cat that would chase dogs, right? Well, I've noticed one thing with mine. I don't think my cat ever chased dogs, but he would certainly, he wasn't afraid of dogs. He wouldn't run away from dogs. He'd just sit and sort of stare at you. You can see what the dog thought about it. But he'd run if it was, if it was worrisome. He probably not from small dogs, though. He was too brazen. He would keep dogs off the lawn. And we have had a real uptick in brown spots on my lawn because dogs are peeing on it. And it's just too much nitrogen concentrated in a spot, and it's getting burned. So I've got burn spots, like right down in the same corner, right down front, whereas they walk by early in the morning. They're peeing on my freaking lawn. It's like, get off my lawn. I'm officially in the get off my lawn stage, okay? Very hard to hear me? Watching from a trailer at the lake. Nice. Play fetch with your cat? I swear one of my cats might do that. I have a few that they're playful like that. Uh-oh, here come the dog lovers. Oh, God, here come the dog lovers. What? How dare you? Kind of quiet, huh? You know what? I wonder. I have a battery tester, but hold on. You know what? I'm actually gonna kill the master volume on this, because as I do this, it could pop, and it's gonna be really loud. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn the master off, and I'm gonna just mess with this battery a little bit, just to make sure that the battery's making good contact. Yeah, I'm metering, not too bad. Let me see. Check. I think that sounds louder in my ear. Check. 3. Better. definitely louder. I didn't change the guitar volume though. It's louder. Thought so. More better. All good. Much better. Voice volume better. Way more balanced now. That's like 10 to 20 dB louder. Yeah, I wonder if the battery wasn't making good contact on it. Yeah, you can see it's metering. See the metering more? It's more like wicked metering. Did I go to Berkeley? Yeah, but the one that ends in L-E-E, not L-E-Y. Those are two different schools. Berkeley, L-E-Y, is the school in California that's the University of California at Berkeley, but everyone just calls it Berkeley. But that's named after where it's at. Berkeley College of Music, which when I was there was the Berkeley School of Music because they weren't accredited as in a college yet, is named after Lee Burke. Literally L-E-E-B-R-K. Berkeley is Lee Burke's name as if it was spelled last name first. True story. And my guidance counselor in high school knew Lee Burke. And it was because she knew him, and I went there for a summer session. And Berkeley is it's not the same. Two hugely different schools. Guitar is fine, but voice is caught up. First guitar teacher is a Berkeley guy, huge asshole. That sounds about right. Yeah, berserkly. I had a shirt that said that. I bought a shirt at the Bentley Smoker across the street from Berkeley when I got there because I thought it was the funniest thing. I bought it like the first day I was there. It said, all misspelled, 4 months ago, right? F-O-R-E-M-U-N-S, right? Or M-U-N-T-H-S. Ago, I couldn't spell student. Now I are one at Berserkly. And I love that shirt. I thought it was clever. But people at the school were less enthused about it, especially some of the students. They're like, hey man, do you like the school? Why are you even going here if you don't like the school? I was like, lighten up, Francis. Oh, thanks, Thunder Falcon. SM Candy Blue or Pacer Orange Tiger. You damn it, you raise a good point. You raise a real good point. Let me see here. So if I go to and there, and then I go to here, yeah, there, sure, and then here, okay. Yeah, so you're thinking either this. Well, let's take a vote. Going Orange Crush, right? You thinking this one? Okay, so you're thinking SM1 and this. Okay, all right. Which is a gorgeous guitar. A total wicked metal machine. Right? Okay, all right. And then the other one is... Hold on. Let's copy and paste and go here. And then go to an original. 'Original. Those are all Berettas. Do they have a? Is it a current available model? You said Pacer. Oh, and this? Oh, okay, 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 okay. Well, they're different price points. All right, so clearly this is a little bit more expensive guitar. Me, I'm going this one. I just like I'm a fan of the SM1. I just think it's an amazing late 80s, metal machine. Personally, me, that's my choice. But I could see the appeal. See, this to me would worry me on two reasons. One, I might not like the finish after a while, right? The finish will just grind on me, and I won't care for it after a while. And two, when that happens, it'll be a little trickier to sell, just because it's a little bit more. I mean, I think that's a harder sell than that. To me, that's an easier sell. It appeals to a wider group of people. This is what you would call a more selective audience, if you're asking me. That's just my feeling on it. Right? You got to really be into metal for this. This, you could be a jazz fusion guy. Jazz fusion guy ain't playing that. Jazz fusion guy play that all day long. You see what I'm saying? Right? It's a little bit wider audience, I think, on a resale. And so for that reason, I'm going SM1. All right. Back to the show. All right. Did I miss one? I did. Alexander. Oh, thanks, Alexander. I thought I saw one go by in the corner of my eye there. No, thank you. Much appreciated. All right. Well, Chris is going Tiger all the way. Ben is going Tiger. Okay, maybe I'm outgunned on this. All right. The audience is saying, like the neck and the inlays on that one. Okay. SM1 Orange Crush, says Pete. Interesting. If we're in an 80s band, then the Tiger finish for sure. I agreed. See if the SM1 had chrome hardware or brushed nickel would be in, but the black is just boring. Understood. Yeah, I could see that. I think they're just trying to be a little bit more metal. And as Spinal Tap told us, there's nothing more metal than black. Yeah, I personally, I'm leaning towards the SM1. That's just me, though. The Tiger will make your hair grow out faster, exactly, and it'll tease it up. You're gonna look like Max Ostro in like a week. Okay, Cowhide's going Tiger. I'm telling you right now, you got a lot of people going Tiger. I might be outmanned on this. I might be out-tigered. Frank says SM1, but an Orange Crush. And same with Dennis. He does like the Orange Crush. Ron's going SM1. We haven't really discussed Hammet yet. We could talk Hammet. I'd like the SM1 with the Pacer pickup configuration. So 2 doubles, double instead of double single. I'm going new SM1 and used Tiger. There you go. Oh, thanks, Ambrose. Much appreciated. You want the Pacer, but it's black with EMGs. Yeah, I have the SM1, but it's white with EMGs. They were going through an EMG phase. Now they're clearly in a Duncan phase. It's full-on Duncan now. I agree with Thomas. Yeah, blue SM1 for resale. I think you'll cast a wider net with that. Yeah, okay. Frank C raises a good point with the candy apple red. That's a good looking one too. I think Tone King has that one. He has the candy apple red SM1. Or Jay says he had a Tiger guitar, he modified it, sold it for more than you paid. Okay. So maybe there's a whole Tiger market out there that I just don't know about. Right? The furries. I've heard about that. It's all making sense now. Sounds good, Earl. Just stay off my lawn. It's too much nitrogen. And ammonia. Don't forget the ammonia. SM1 with a Tiger finish. See, that's how we resolve this. All brands are in a Duncan phase. I still think Ibanez is still squarely in the DiMarzio camp. And some of the new Harley Bentons are EMG. Oh, thanks, Jeffy. Little pride making a Tiger. I'll go Tiger. JV's and the Kramer. Yeah, we should. All right, we have so much to talk about. All right. Okay. You want to do Hammet first? We just get Hammet out of the way right now. How far are we in on this? 26 minutes? That sounds about right. Okay, so I saw the release, and from what I could see from comments on the release from Gibson people, it's not a Gibson only thing. I think it's just sort of a, special guest star. Some of you remember special guest stars. Special guest star Carl Malden. So it seems to me that the ESP thing is still there. ESP isn't going anywhere. But in addition to ESP, he's just doing a thing with Gibson. I'm assuming it's going to be with the Greenie and the V, right? That's the one that everyone seems to be bringing up. He was, I think, holding Greenie in the photo, right? That was sort of being circulated out there. So it does seem to me that, at the very least, it may be just limited to that. Sort of, they do that sort of like classic thing, like iconic guitar, sort of like part of the iconic collection. I just made that up. You could send me a check if you wanted to. The part of the iconic collection will be, these Hammet guitars. And then, in addition to that, still keep with the ESP stuff. It works out. Quite frankly, I like that. I hope that more people can do that. They all want exclusivity, right? They're all like, you're going to be a Fender player and nobody else. You're going to be a Gibson player and nobody else. You're going to be a Kramer, insert brand here, whatever ESP, and nobody else. And a lot of times they get paid. And certainly if they have a signature guitar, they get paid, a tiny bit for every sale, right? So yeah, I kind of like it. The only thing I like about it is the fact that he's kind of working with two companies now. I think that's huge, and I hope that is a thing that continues, because I do think that's good for consumers. Rather than have a guy locked up with one brand. And, and it's good for the artist, because I think they probably feel a little, imprisoned. It's like, I would pay money to see a picture of a photo of Paul Gilbert playing a non-Ibanez after age 16? It doesn't exist. It's never happened. You know, you want to talk a guy who's loyal. In fact, I remember a buddy of mine posted up a photo, and he said, "Oh my God, look at this! Paul Gilbert finally, not playing an Ibanez, playing a Gibson Les Paul." And I go, "Dude, look closely. That's an Ibanez Les Paul." And he was like, God damn it. Because here I was thinking, I caught him. See, look at him. He's playing a non-Ibanez. I said, "Dude, that's an Ibby Les Paul from like the mid-'70s, like 74 it looked like." You know? So I just think, I think it's a good thing. Let me check the comments. ESP seems pretty flexible. George Lynch has an ESP line there. That's a good point, George Lynch. He seems to have worked with a few people, you know. Be nice if the Hammet lines come in Epiphone line as well. Agreed. I like Epiphone. I'm a big fan of my Epiphone custom. Great. Him going to Gibson only would have significantly dropped sales in ESP. It could have. You know, who else is is he their biggest artist? I'm trying to think right now. Like, who's ESP's, like, roster? Certainly Kirk Hammett is what's his name? Also ESP? Hetfield? I don't know. Did Zach do it right by building his own brand? Again, I don't know. How well did that brand do? Everyone, raise your hand out there if you bought a Zach Wild branded guitar. I never got one, and I don't see them as much on the used market anymore. I don't know what's up with Wild guitars. Okay, so Hetfield, Lynch was the Mastodon guys. Okay, yeah, there you go. And then was it Andy James? But I don't think Andy James is with. Is Andy James with ESP still? You know, and James Hetfield, right? Right, actually, Leho. Oh, God, that's a bummer. Headline on Guitar.com says, Kirk Hammett officially joins Gibson. Will get signature guitars from Gibson and Epiphone. Now, so you wonder if it's going to be like the Greenie and the V. You know, it sounds like a 70s sitcom. We'll be right back with Greenie and the V. Wild Audio hasn't done well. Yeah, I don't know much about it. I just don't know too many people. I don't really know anybody who bought one. I know a bunch of people that wanted them sent to them for free. I don't know how that worked out. Okay, Andy James is now with Kiesel. That's right. Yeah, he's a Kiesel guy now. Zach looks like he would smell really bad. No. He's going to smell like whiskey and women. How dare you? One of younger artists on ESP. Okay, Japanese guitarists. Okay, it makes sense. Japanese market, ESP. It's all making sense. Hammett totally needs a signature wah pedal. I thought he had one. He must have one. I don't want to hear that Hammett doesn't have a signature wah. He probably has 4 of them. Hopefully the black Les Paul of his. Right. He did have an old black LP, yeah. Yeah, he has a signature wah. I was going to say, of course he does. Exactly. Greenie and the V with special guest star Carl Malden. Epilogue. Greenie and the V. Epilogue. I have a song called Whiskey and Women. We had a song called Wine and Women back in the 80s. So that was the main riff. Of course he has a signature wah. Of course he does. Probably has a whole line of them. Right? The Kirk Hammet part of the Hammet collection. Of course he does. I mean, him not having a wah pedal. I mean, please. Please. Just like, of course, Vi, right? Another guy who big wah user. And I think did Satriani have a wah too? Probably. And I think Zach, right? Zach Wild have a wah. You know, I don't have the Korg hooked up right now. Sorry. I have it over in the synth room. In Studio B. Over in Studio B in the synth room. Yeah, I was super sad to see that Dusty from ZZ Top had passed away. Show of hands, who here saw ZZ Top at any time? I saw them in summer of '86. And I won't get into the details of that show, but it wasn't a good time in my life. The show was good though, but it was the details that I remember from that night are it's not good. It's not good. Show was great though. They sounded good. So that would have been probably June, July, or August of '86. It was sometime summer of '86, and they sounded good. They, but I was with the whole group of dudes, and it was just it was a crazy night. It was a lot of babysitting. Okay, people showing hands. Yeah, good. Studio B prone to flooding. All this entire floor is prone to flooding. You're prone to flooding. You're prone to flooding. The whole damn system is prone to flooding. One of the best concerts I attended were 40 years ago. Yeah. Yeah, like some of us had tickets and some of us didn't. We got down there and we had to find. We basically scored tickets like outside of the show. It was in Providence. We were down in Providence. We drove down in a van. Oh God, it was a wild and crazy night. No, it wasn't. It was tough. It wasn't good. What's up, Aljon? Roger Waters remembers Vera Lynn. That's a wonderful song. Does anybody here remember Vera Lynn? That's such a great tune. Yeah. Cheap sunglasses. I wish I knew more ZZ licks. But let's just remind ourselves, what's his name? He's fine. Now, Billy Gibbons, he's okay. There was some footage of them playing recently with Dusty, and Dusty was sitting on his amp, and he didn't look good. He looked like he was wanted to be anywhere but there because he wasn't feeling well. And I think he hurt himself. He had injured himself, broke a hip and like broke his shoulder or something, and as somebody who's had broken bones, it sucks when you lose your mobility and you can't walk around because you've got a broken hip or you've got a broken knee or a broken ankle. You know what I'm saying? It just that spirals out of control very quickly, and you just So who knows what the exact cause was, but it feels like he had a bunch of a couple of injuries recently, physical injuries, and who knows if he had blood clots or who knows what happened. What's up, Nathan? Good morning. There are plans for Kirk with Gibson and Epiphone mentioned in the press release. Exactly. We were just talking about that, Alshon. We were just talking about that. And earlier, we helped a gentleman choose between the SM1 and Candy Blue and the Pacer and Orange Tiger. A lot of people were going with that Orange Tiger. I was shocked. Shocked at the amount of people that were going with that Orange Tiger. I went SM Blue. That's just me. Okay? Can't go wrong, but I'm just saying. Broke my back 3 times. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I broke my leg pretty hard. And let me tell you, man, it's just he had hip, shoulder, and neck issues. A lot of mileage on him too. Yeah. Hey, you wear an instrument a lot. It actually does wear out your shoulder. Funny how that works out, right? You're not meant to hold a bass like all the time. Right? You see it in Miles Davis, right? He always had like a marker on his lip. Branford Marsalis, right? Because they hold that horn to their lips so much, it's like literally a permanent imprint on the front of their face. I'm going to go see Kiss Destroyer Tour. Wow. That must have been awesome. I never got to see real Kiss. I saw Kiss between 83, which was the last time they were in makeup. And my venue was full because the other venue was so low they canceled the show and put it with this venue. So it was double venue. So it felt like it was full. But it was only because they had canceled the other show nearby. And And then it was all without the makeup. I want to say, I don't think it was at the Animalized tour. I suppose it could have been that. It might have been 85. Was that the Animalized tour? And definitely 86. And I probably saw them in 87 or 88. Might have been 84 or 85. Wasp opened. I forget who the second time I saw them. And then, again, probably Worcester or something, or maybe even the Garden. They couldn't have sold the Garden. I think it was more like Worcester, which is a little bit smaller venue. And again, all years without makeup, after that first year. And then I skipped a bunch of years. I was broke when it was the 4, when they did the big comeback. Couldn't get tickets because I had no money. And then that breaks up. And then I saw them in 2012. And they were good. I thought they were good in 2012. I thought they sounded good. Yeah, 85 sounds right. It does sound. It sounds about right. And Wasp was the opener. And they had the tank. I think it was the tank theme. Right? I think that was it. Or was the tank theme the Creatures one? And I'm getting the two sets confused. Right? And then probably the last time I saw them without makeup, I wonder if somebody dragged me out in like 92 to see like the Revenge tour. It could have happened. I wouldn't doubt it. I feel like most of them were like, it was like 85, 86, like 87, 88, 89, like right in there, Well, thanks, Thunder Falcon. What's the red guitar on the wall? Nice color. This one right here. That's also a Kramer. That's a Kramer Pacer Classic. That's the reissue. From 2011, I'm going to say. And I think they still make that. I don't know if they make that color. Ladies and gentlemen, Buddy has entered the room. Try not to step on my mic there, if you can. Just waltz in. You're good. You're good. I didn't see Mark St. John. It was all Kulik. It was Kulik, and then I think I saw them 4 times with Kulik, and then once with Thayer in the makeup. No, I saw Vinnie Vincent. Okay, it's Vincent, Kulik, Thayer. I think that's mine. Yeah, I think that's right. I might have one more Kulik in there. Buddy Cat. He's not very stealthy. Stealth is not his forte. Yeah, no, he knows how to mix. He's like, I'm just going to bring you up about 4 dB on the 1K band, bro. My computer speakers, right now, I mainly go through the Klipsch Trio because they blow them out at Costco. Last time I bought them, they were $69, and you can't even come close to that. They're so heavy and they're so nice, and you're never getting a set of speakers that nice for $69. They're not the easiest speaker to hook up. It's kind of a bear, but in order to set a crossover, right, and be able to control the volume individually of the cube, the little subwoofer cube, it's a little bit of a ridiculous process where you have to hook up to this one speaker with this multi-pen DIN plug, and then out of there goes the other speakers with speaker wire, and then there's another wire that you hook into the back of the computer. So it's it's a little annoying, the clips, but I gotta say they sound freaking amazing. And they sort of, blow away. I had the PreSonus. I paid $99. I got the little PreSonus pair. For $69, it wasn't even close. Not even close. Those clips just crushed them. And you got to remember, those clips are near field. They're not meant to be far away in a bookshelf. They're computer speakers. They're meant to be sitting about 3 to 5 feet away from the listener, which is about right. That's what near field is. So. Thoughts on 7-string guitars? I can't play them. It's too wide. I can't take the width. I tried. I have a 7-string. I never play it. I should probably just give it away. I hate that. No, seriously, I just never play it. So I really do think I have to, do something with it, because I'm never going to play it. I thought I'd like it, figured I'd give it a try, but I don't like the wide neck. That's what I don't like about it. The width. And 8 is even worse, and 9 is even more ridiculous. Yeah, those clips, exactly, non-existent human. Clips for $69. Yeah, at Costco. They're normally $139. Now, you'll find someone on Amazon that'll sell them for $129 or $119, which is a great price, over $139. But for a while, Costco was doing them for $79, and recently they dropped them to $69. I was like, damn, that's cheap. That is cheap for that 3-way set. That's a heavy ball. You pick that up, you're like, oh my God. It's a lot of weight for a very little bit of money. Big, heavy duty. We plugged the synthesizers in when my buddy was like, I can't believe how good this sounds. I'm like, hey, dude. He's like, because the port was facing his leg. He's like, I can feel the wind on my leg from the port. Like, yeah, that's nice. What's the white Les Paul? That's an Epiphone Les Paul Custom. I have a video on that's actually done quite well. Yeah, I think that's a 2020 model. That's the rare small diamond. Now they have a larger diamond. Just like this is the rare signed by Steel Panther with Lexi Fox. And the Lexi signature is still intact. I think only the Michael Starr one rubbed off. Exactly. I have trouble with 6 strings. Why add more? Exactly. You plays dibs on the 7-string. Yeah, I just, I wanted to like it. I was like, is this what all the kids are doing? Okay, let me try this. It was a no-go. That's not a Gretsch. That's actually a Harley Benton. That's a big tone. I haven't heard why he left. He's probably just sick of it. Steve, if you could have one of the best PC speakers back in the day, Klipsch 5.1s were the best. Sure, yeah. Logitech. I remember Cambridge Soundworks and was it Sound Blaster, Creative Works. Right, Creative Labs. They had a lot of speakers back in the day. In the attic, I think for the home theater, it's Cambridge Soundworks for the home theater. That's dating it. That system's probably from the 90s, right, mid 90s. And but in the early 2000s, I got when I got a new I got a new receiver, which is probably from like maybe 2000, 2001. We got a JBL subwoofer, 12-inch. Makes all the difference. Yeah, let me look up those clips. I can probably find them here. Do. Okay. Give me a second. I'll get them up on screen, so you don't have to see me navigate. Where are you? I'm gonna think around here. Around here. Yeah. There you go. See? City 9. And there's the... Oh, I'm clicking the wrong thing. And there's the speakers. With the grill. Grill off. See, subwoofer on the left. Right, we had that down on the ground, and that was, the port was facing out. Right, because there's the back, and the speaker's on the side. That's that thing I was telling you about. Remember I said it had like a little DIN plug preamp? And then these go out to the speakers. Anyway, there you go. So it's a 2.1. 2.1. All right, let me see here. So just before we move on to the next topic, let's just quickly wrap up on Hammet working with Gibson, signature models with Gibson and Epiphone. And it seems like his work with ESP will continue. So calm down, ESP people. Everybody's good. We're all friends here. And what was the other thing? On the Dusty Hill, Billy Gibbons did an interview with Variety magazine. And in that interview, he said that ZZ Top will continue. And that they had already, at Dusty's request, used like the guitar tech that, everybody knew. He's like, just have that guy, I don't know the guy's name, just have him go out, Rusty. We'll call him Rusty instead of Dusty. Just have Rusty go out. You see what I'm saying? And because he knows the tunes and we trust him and we know him because he's been with us for years. And I think that's what they did. And the dude was growing a beard. They were laughing at how quick his beard grew. And, to sort of fill the role. And so it sounded to me like, if you read that interview, again, it was Variety magazine. They seemed to say that, he seemed to say in the interview that ZZ Top will continue without Dusty. It feels at least a little bit better than The Who when I think Entwistle died on tour in the hotel room, right? From a heart attack. A cocaine-induced heart attack, I think they said. And, they didn't miss, they might have missed a night. I don't even think they did. The show. the show went on. Is it Elwood? Elwood. Okay, yeah, there you go. So we're just putting a bow on that. We're just wrapping that up there. So up next, we should talk about my Kramer project. Hold on, let me see if I can. Yeah, I'll just bring this up over here, and then I can just show you like right there. Okay. So I don't know if you guys know this guitar. I bought this. I haven't had this guitar out much. This is a 1983 Kramer. This is a, I want to say a B serial number. Could be C. I think it's B. So that would put it right around 83. And because yeah, mine was a D, and mine was 84. So this is B. This is probably early 83. This pickup here, that's the original Schaller. This, although it is not, this is the, this wasn't original. It basically had two of these pickups, right? It had two Schallers. But this is actually correct for a lot of Kramers. You know, in those years, I think maybe a year or two later, they started offering, that's the parallel access, Blues Saraceno parallel access trembucker. This was like literally the first trembucker that was like trem spaced. And they wanted to use it because they were, you know, all in on the Floyd Rose. And so that is correct. Now, I do have a JB and a jazz set. I could go JB jazz if I wanted to. I could just leave these two pickups if I wanted to. I could also leave this or replace it with the JB, which is the same thing. I think the parallel axis and the JB are practically the same goddamn pickup, okay? I don't think tonally there's a big difference between this pickup and the JB, right? Like they call this like the TB. You see what I'm saying? And they renamed that other one the TB. And I don't even know if they have the parallel. Maybe they still make it, but the bottom line is they're almost identical pickups sound-wise. And I have a Duncan 59 in a drawer. I could put a Duncan 59. It's neck spaced, not bridge spaced. So technically, I could do the JB with the 59. I could keep this parallel access and go 59. I could do the parallel access and do the jazz. I could do the JP and I can do the jazz. Right? I've got some options. Now over here, I got a couple of the pots out. I'm replacing all the pots. Okay, so I have a big bag of brand new Bourne's low friction pots that are amazing. They're so nice. And I'm like, why use these old pots? I'm going to replace them all with these Bournes. I have two of them out because I just got the drop caps for them, the orange drop caps. And so I just pulled the two tones out. I'm going to make a master volume in two tones. This here is the toggle switch. Now before it had a large like triangular flap at the top. It was too sharp. I didn't like it. This rounder edge is a little easier to work. This is so that's a 3T. That's a dipole, right? A three-way dipole, and that will be the pretty much the pickup selector. This is basically a specialty. The guy before me drilled the hole, so I got to fill it with something. And I'm thinking, I bought a kill switch, a momentary kill switch. I would have to enlarge the hole. This switch fits perfectly. I don't have to make any modifications. So I'm thinking about just leaving the switch in, which is brand new. I just bought it from You Do Electronics. Both of these came from You Do It. And again, they're the identical switch. But this one, I can turn this 4-way. This has a 4 lead out. I can very easily make this into like what I have in this guitar here, which is a series parallel coil cut switch, right? In one way, it's the series. One way, it's parallel. One way, it's coil cut. And, and that's the original Floyd Rose. The other thing I just got in, but they screwed my order up, was I got a new set of, this needs new bolts. They're a little on the strippy side, and I didn't want the bolts for the nut. Oh, thanks, my knees hurt. Ambrose says, just want to know what the synth plug is to sound to make. What synth plugs into to make sound and plug. Oh, I just plugged the synth straight into my interface, which is an 8-channel. It's a Scarlett. The synth makes its own sound. I just run it through guitar cables in stereo, a left and a right, into the Scarlett 18920, and I just assign 2 channels to a left and right. So you do like channels like 9 and 10 or 7 and 8 or 5 and 6, right? And you just tell the software, make that a stereo pair, and then it makes it a stereo set, and you get the full stereo. So when you were hearing it, you could hear it in stereo. But I ordered 3 sets of 3. They charge $10 to ship, and so to order a $1.70 set of bolts felt like a waste of $10 in shipping. So I ordered 3 sets of 3, and they sent me 1. And I was like, okay. So I already sent them a text, and I went through a little claim form on their site. We'll see what happens at StuMac. And what else do I have for this? New pots, new pickups. Though I might leave this. I'm 99% sure this Schaller's coming up. That's OG. That is the original Kramer pickup. That is without a doubt OG. I haven't played this guitar a lot, and of course I'm going to. These frets need to be crowned big time. They're pretty flat. I don't know how much you can see. You can see right there how flat they are. These are kind of flat. So I'm going to crown the frets. No biggie. And then of course I'll do over the fingerboard. It'll be nice. It'll be darkness. It's not going to look that light. It hasn't been done up yet, but when it's done, it'll look good. The frets will look a lot brighter too. So you'll have a dark rosewood, and the frets will pop out more. It'll look good when it's done. But right now, I'm just waiting on. What am I waiting on? I don't think I'm waiting on anything at this point. I was waiting on the lock nuts for the nut, but the incorrect amount showed up today, but it's enough to finish the project. So maybe I can wire it all up tomorrow. I'll have it going for next week. Part of me just says do the JB Jazz, because that was a set. Like if you ordered a Kramer in the 80s, a JB Jazz set was not, uncommon. After, especially, this is early. This is 83. It's probably around 85 or 86 they moved on to Duncan. By 87 they were all Duncan. 87, 88, 89, all Duncan years. Big time. It was one of the few ways they could still say made in USA. Though they might not be able to under the new rules. And that's OG Floyd. In fact, you can tell it's OG Floyd because there's no, right, that's a wood screw that goes straight into the body. They don't do that anymore. Now they would put a ferrule down here and have it would screw into some sort of implant in the wood. The tap in an implant, and this would screw up and down instead of being a coarse wood screw on both sides. That's way old tech. That's way old school. That's OG Floyd right there from 83. It sucks that the guy did this work, but he had an EMG in it. He was one of those guys that wanted to mix active and passive, which never works. Right? You always get a popping sound as it moves from the active to the passive. Right? It never really works seamlessly. And I think he had it grounded, so it's like you're not even supposed to ground it. You have a battery system, it's supposed to be isolated. Again, it was a train wreck. Oh, I know what I'm waiting on, the copper. I bought copper shielding. I'm waiting on the copper shielding. And then that should be here tomorrow. Okay, I'm seeing a couple things here. That's an 83. That's 83. Oh, is Fluff here? Did I miss Fluff? Did I miss the Fluffster? I hate it when I miss people because I'm looking away. I'm looking away. My knees hurt. I think Ambrose says wants to know what the synth plug is to make sound and what you use to plug it into. Right, I already mentioned that. Yeah, I use the interface. All right, maybe I didn't miss him. Maybe I don't know. I don't know anymore. Getting old. Getting old. You like the OG screws? They need a screw that grows roots into the wood. Exactly. Absorbing the tone. Exactly. It'd be funny if Dunkin' did a limited edition of Dunkin' Donuts. Said, I'm telling you right now, Dunkin' Donuts would be up for it. It would be their two colors, right? What is it? Is it like pink and white? Or is it pink and orange? What's the two colors? Is it pink and orange? Is the Dunk's colors? CNC'd my own pacer body, but still staring at it across the room. It happens. It's like the Skull Guitar project. We're 10 years in. It's on my to-do list. Did you comment on what you like for a lower cost mixing board? Just ordered a Soundcraft, looking at specific thoughts on quality versus low cost brands. Yeah, Mackie, Yamaha, Behringer. I was just actually recently looking for that. I gotta say, of the ones I saw, the Yamaha, it was like a Yamaha series, and I want to say these were, when I say low cost, I want to say around $300, maybe $400. It wasn't that crazy. Maybe $500. I don't think so. It depends on how many channels you got, but it was the same series. But they looked interesting. Behringer's been kicking ass lately in the synth world. The problem is that Behringer has always had a quality control issue, and their stuff doesn't particularly make you feel good about quality, right? Behringer's always had a bad rap about quality, so who knows? But then, you get a few years out of it, and then it doesn't work, but you did get a few years out of it, and it costs 1/3 of what the other one costs, right? You see what I'm saying? So it's like, and a lot of times you'll get a couple more channels. The one thing I would pay attention on the mixers is like they don't want to put those XLR combo inserts in too much because they're expensive. So usually they'll just double up like the last 4, and that'll be like your last 8, right? Will be 4 doubled up stereo where it's just left and right input, which is fine, especially if you have a bunch of synths. That's perfect. But it depends on your mixing situation because you don't get. That's a way to save costs. They don't just populate like this has an XLR only for the first 4, but then there's another 4 after that they didn't put the XLR because they don't want to spend the money on the XLR. So it really depends on how many XLRs do you need. Oh, was he in here? Oh, God, I missed him. I missed. I have to send him a flower. It says bouquet. Sorry, I missed you. Yeah, it's like a 70s palette. Yeah. What model Kramer is what? This one? That's a 1983 Kramer Pacer Imperial. That is the Pacer Imperial. It is correct to have, it's supposed to be volume, tone. I'm making it volume, tone. And there's only supposed to be a 3-way switch here. This was something that this guy added at some point. So, I'll have it going at some point. But that's a 1983 Kramer Pacer Imperial. A guitar that I own, very similar guitar in the early 80s. So that's this. I should probably mention this. Like right at, I bought this guitar off of Guitar Center used for $325, which, if you know anything about vintage Kramers, is a steal. You know, remember, you're looking at it in a partially broken down, you know, and it had an EMG here. I put this parallel axis in. That's a steal. And the guy threw a case in, which makes it even more of a steal. And about, I don't know, maybe a week after I did the video on it, someone reached out to me and was like, oh, you know, that's my brother's guitar, and like he sold it for all the wrong reasons, and if we're not asking you to sell it, but if you ever wanted to sell it, please. I want to say I got this guitar in September of 2013, September 2012, September 2013, and they were like, if you ever wanted to sell it, we want to buy it, back from you and all this stuff. And I don't know. It seemed legit. I mean, I don't know. And I was like, cool. Yeah, I said, I to be honest, I've been looking for one of these for many years. I owned a guitar like this in the early 80s. I'm really sorry about your brother, but I have no plans to sell it. But if I do, I'll let you know. And I'm going to tell you right now, that put a chilling effect on me wanting to play this guitar on video, because I kind of felt bad. I'm taunting the dude. So I didn't play this guitar on video all that much for a very long time. But now I've ripped his EMG out of it. I'm going to make it mine and switch this out. And you'll see more of it around. I did kind of feel bad for the dude. I'm assuming all the wrong reasons means he probably sold it to Guitar Center for very short money to quickly raise, some disposable income. And which he disposed of immediately, and they sold it to me, $325 for that guitar. If you went on to friggin', if you went on to Reverb right now and tried to find a guitar like this, you'd be lucky to find one for less than $1,000. And really more like $1,500. Anything old and Kramery like this, and it's in. I mean, you can see it. It is in damn good shape. It's clean. It's clean. Except for all the tears. Yeah, exactly. 24 mixed it away is like 12 XLRs. That's so common. So you got to pay attention to that, because they'll tout like all these inputs, and you realize, I only have 4 mic inputs. That's not what I need. It's like you really need like the XLRs. Got to really pay attention to that. Gibson exclusive line. I have it. Let me see. To the Gib. Gibson, take me away. All right. I hear somebody upstairs doing something. Is it the original collection, or is it maybe a special one-off? Right, there's a Vibrola and a standard 61, and oh man, it's probably modern. It's probably modern. God, that's how they get me. Yeah, this is my LP Classic. Except that's Cherry. I got the Blake. Where is SG Standard? Let's see. Modern Collection. Custom Shop. I'm hesitant to click Custom Shop. Well, let me just go by body style. SG. All right. All right. I haven't seen them. Is it maybe it's in... Oh. Keep scrolling. Oh. Is this it? The exclusive? Oh. Oh. Hello, hello. Waka, 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 waka. Look at that. Looking good. Nice knobs. Those are nice knobs. It's like mine, but with the halfy. See, if I was going to do this, to be honest, well, does it have the... Oh, it does. No, that's the standard 60. Oh, right. Right. That's the exclusive. Yeah, those are the gears I'd want. Right. So the ones I have are the kidney bean. Right. Right. I have the kidney tuner right now. So just to make them both different, a little bit more than just the pick guard. The pick guard and the tuners, sign me up. Exactly. Sure. Nice. All right. And then what's the, can I go to, oh. All right. So you can get like the Les Paul 60s, which you normally can't get. You can't get the standard in ebony, right? The standard 60s is usually not available in ebony. So, right. So that's where the exclusives comes from. Looks nice. I have a guitar very similar to that. Well, I kind of like that. Is it satin? Is it sateen? Or is it gloss? I don't even know. That looks sateen, if I had to guess. Doesn't it? It's looking a bit matty. Nice knobs. You know what I'm saying? Though it looks glorious with the plastics, doesn't it? Jesus. You know? It's like I want to live in there. Olive drab, that tells me it's set. It's your satin. It's got to be. Finish is nitrocellulose lacquer, but it doesn't say gloss lacquer. Oh no, that looks pretty shiny on the back of the head, on the back there. And I'm seeing some spectral highlights right here. Oh, maybe it's like a semi-close. I don't know. Do they see it? I'm trying to read this thing and I don't see it. Only olive drab is the color. It said gloss. Where did it say gloss? It said gloss. Where did it say gloss? Yes, it did say gloss. Did it say gloss? And I just missed it? Oh, it said it right there. Oh, my God. Right there. Right in front of me. Right there. Yeah, that's nice. Ooh. Nice. Actually, Harley Benton has just come out with a new line of guitars that looks similar to this, but they cut the bottom out, like right here, and the headstock is definitely chopped different, much sharper chop. Looks more like ESP. But yeah, I like the 70s rocker. Yeah, looks good. Yeah, matching V. The whole damn thing, right? Right? You get yourself the Explorer, the V, the SG, the LPs, the P90s. Get yourself a set. You know? All right. Back here. Wonder what a Richlight guitar would sound like. That would be in RST days. Right, they're composite guitars. I don't know if they're Richlight per se, but they use Richlight for their fingerboards. Oh, that is good. I think the traditional is different from the standard. I think the neck is a little thicker, a little larger. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the traditional is the thicker neck, kind of more like the 50s. And the standard is like slim taper, more like modern. But I could be wrong. I'm no expert on Gibson, but I think that's the way it goes. And also, the standard is weight relieved in a lot of models. I don't think they do that anymore, but for years they were. And the traditional was a way to differentiate. Traditional had no weight relief. Like I don't think my Classic has weight relief because that thing is like rocking just about 10 pounds. Just like this thing. 10 pounds, 10 pounder. Once you're in the 10 pound club, you know. Exactly, Rich Light, Poor Light. They made a movie about it in the 70s. But I think we had an official answer. Hold on. The older traditionals had 50s necks versus the older standards that had the asymmetrical neck. And I think it was a touch slimmer, right, Aljon? Right, it was supposed to be more modern, more for the shredder, you know, the modern player, whereas the traditional was for the guy who preferred the larger, like 50s traditional neck. That's the way I remember it, but memories fade. Yeah, that changed in 2019. Exactly, changed in 2019, right? You ever plan on building a kit guitar? It's not on my to-do list or my bucket list, so no. I like them. I like to play them. Though I gotta say, I'm kind of interested in building that little $99 Korg synth kit, right? It's like a monophonic, but it comes with like some pretty insane stereo effects. And you can use the stereo effects by themselves as just a stereo effects box. It's actually pretty slick. It's way old school and rough, though. It's like an old, like Heath kit or like a Lafayette kit, right? You'd put a 59 in the bridge. I could go 59. How's the son's job going? It's going good. Going real good. He's realizing, like, he was basically saying that, like, new modern LPs will have modern weight relief. Understood. Right. Weight relief always seemed to be one of the check boxes on that whole thing, right? Whether you were traditional or modern, was weight relief was one of the things, right? But yeah, no, he works at this private country club, and he realizes that they just have, like, insane amounts of money, and he's like, you just cannot believe the equipment they have. I said, oh, I know. I pulled in there. I'm like, oh, my God. I'm looking at, like, $500,000 easily, maybe $1 million worth of heavy equipment right here. Backhoes and tractors and all kinds. Like, oh my God, it's probably even more. I don't even know, but it looked like at least $500,000, and they have a big friggin'. They have quite the facility there, so he's figuring out the difference between working there and working at a car wash or at Chipotle. Like he said, he goes, I don't want to be in food service. I said, that's probably a good way to think. My daughter isn't. She's an ice cream scooper at an ice cream place, and so far so good. The secret to pinch harmonics is to choke up a little bit on the pick. Right, the pick, right? I'm making sure it hits the side of my thumb a tiny bit. Right, it's all in the. I'm getting it. Right. Right. It's really just hitting the side of your thumb. In fact, for a while there with my playing, I used to really hit those harmonics. Right. But that's all. That's all side of the thumb. That's all side of the thumb. Exactly. Rich Light Poo Light starring Carl Malden. And, oh God, Nick Nolte. Of course, Nick Nolte would have to be in it. Anyone know where to buy those skinny slash leather straps? I can just tell you this. Levy's has probably got the most amount of SKUs for straps on the planet. Levy's, Levy''S. Levy's straps. They're friggin' huge. They have so many SKUs, it's through the roof. If anyone would have one, Levy's probably would. Thoughts on Kramer Pacer Vintage? That's the Kramer Pacer Classic. And it's a killer guitar, especially considering it was a low-cost guitar. I think new that was like $399. I only paid like $250 for that at Guitar Center. Very, very, very a low-cost instrument, considering how good it is, All the Kramer stuff, pretty much in the last, I'm going to say about 10 years now. They had a big switcheroo about 10 years ago. Everything since then has been fine. Now, they've had some crazy years in the middle where I don't think the current makers or the people actually making the guitars, those are a little bit more hit or miss. Like probably, I want to say in the 90s, parts of the 90s, it was a little rough. So you got to be careful in the used market. But anything from Kramer now, it's all fine. It's all good stuff. Well, thanks, Tony. Missed last week's live. Drove 4 hours round trip. Pick up an Ibanez Joe Satriani. Look at you. With the Sustaniac. Nice. A 2480 MCR. So that's Muscle Car Red. Yeah. Right. Yeah, the Muscle Car Red. It's not exactly the same red, but that's a gorgeous red. It's got almost a little bit more white in it. right? The red you have, right? It's got a, that's nice. That's a nice color. They had that exact color, I want to say, at, let's see if I can find it here, at one of the GitCons in Gitconia. That would have been when? That would have been October 2017? Sounds right. Early October? Right, maybe. Okay, there we go. There we go. Where are you? I know I got a picture of it. Yeah. Is that it? That's Mary. Right? Is that it? That muscle car red one, right? I think that's it, right? It's a beautiful guitar. Yeah, you can see there at the facility. What a facility that was. My God, what a space. Just unbelievable. So nice. Brand new. Just wonderful. Just gorgeous. Yeah. Anyway, we'll go back here. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I knew the one you. See if I dig the Kramer Pacer Vintage. Yeah. We could go to the site real quick here. Is that, correct me if I'm wrong, is that this one here? This is the current, right? Is that the vintage, or am I got the electric guitars original? Am I in the, that's got to be it, right? Am I looking the wrong way? Oh, dude. Yeah. Okay, I can't even go past it. God, I could stare at that all day. All day. Pacer Vintage. I think I know the one you're talking about, but is it this? I've always felt like this was the classic, but maybe I'm. Pacer's part of the original collection. Vintage, classic, I don't know. I get confused. Yeah, someone's saying about getting a Kramer on Facebook Marketplace. I've heard Facebook Market people have done well on there. I've never used it. I tend to use the Pacer was the Pacer Vintage. We just removed the term vintage. You're killing me. Marketing. There's a Tiger Kramer on Reverb. Just saw it. Yeah. I do. I've sold a few things on Reverb. In Craigslist, I've done actually. I was doing pretty well on Craigslist, surprisingly well. You get people that blow off, but for the most part, they were pretty good, and people bought. Money exchanged hands and items sold. you know, meet somebody over at like Legacy Place in the parking lot where there's like 1,000 cameras. Just say, yeah, meet me in front of the LL Cool Bean. Classic has mahogany. Vintage is more period correct, and it's maple, right? Like, my Kramer is maple. My 83 Kramer is a maple body. It's maple on maple with a rosewood fingerboard. Yeah, right, Mike. Exactly. Seems a little bit more legit because people tend to use the real info on there. A little bit more vetted. Mostly. Yeah, the Classic had import pickups. The Vintage has SDs, so that's nice. That's a. Although I got to say that the pickups in my Classic here I thought were freaking awesome for you know, a low cost instrument. Exactly, just half with you. Always one step ahead. Michael says FB Marketplace has been good to me. Yeah, I've heard. I know some people that said, you know, they've been having good luck with it. I've never used it. Remember me behind the Safeway in the alley, exactly. Meet me behind the liquor store. Bring cash. Yeah, we said, yeah. What's up, CMR Lizard? Yeah, we talked about that earlier. It was shocking, I think, that, well, I apparently people said he had been he had been injured, right? Injured. He had like a broken hip and a broken shoulder, I think, or something like that. It was, which aren't life-threatening injuries, but. The best guitar for around $1,000? Oh, I don't know, Kramer SM1 or you know, there's I don't think you can get a Vola for $1,000. I think they're all like, I think they're 1,300 and up, I think. Harley Benton makes some decent stuff, you know, if you can live with the name Harley Benton on the guitar. That's the worst part of their guitars, the friggin' name. The guitars are great, but the name is just wretched. Trying to think off the top of my head. There's like, you know, you could get this and have money left over for a friggin' Boss katana. Seriously. For $1,000, you could get that and the katana. Just saying. Yeah, exactly. Post-op stats for hip surgery is like, you know, it's like 99 point. I mean, it's up there unless I guess infection, right? That's the only thing that. And the older you get, the more likely you could succumb to infection, you know. But you never know. Yeah, you gotta be careful. 1K is the scam range, right? It's somebody's custom relic MIM. It's my custom relic, you know, Squire Classic Vibe. I paid $3.99, put a couple hours of work in it, and now I want $1,000. Oh yeah, the Epiphone Prophecy. That's a great guitar. The Prophecy series is a great series. Let's take a quick look here. Is it, well, maybe it's right up on the front here, and I just don't even, it's looking at me. It's not looking at me. Okay, where is it? Where are you? I'm going to go here. I'm going to say Modern Designer? Yeah, there you go. Yeah. You get yourself a nice sick V with Fishman's in it, an ebony. That is a pretty sick looking guitar. You know, I mean, look at that. You know, that's nice. And then the same thing with the Explorer shape. And Purple Tiger. Might be a bit much, but you know, of course, you can get it in the Yellow Tiger or the Black Aged. Any one of those will work. Those are, I think they're all, yeah, $8.99. It's pretty good. Oh, thanks, Tony. I was late for the live this morning because I picked up a new Charvel SoCal with an ebony board. Nice. Actually, flame ebony. I've never seen flame ebony before. Yeah, that's a little weird. Though I suppose it could. You know, all flames are compression, right? So what happens is the tree leans away, and the side where it's leaning, right, the wood compresses, right, usually away from the prevailing winds. So from around here, it would be like the north, the northeast. Those are our strongest winds of the year. That's why when we had like the storms, we had those crazy south winds, trees were getting knocked over because our root system is really built for the other direction, right? And we had a very wet and muddy ground. So basically, the wind blows the tree, and on one side the wood sort of compresses, and you get tiger striping, you get flames, you get flambés, like that. You know, that's compression marks. Right. Yeah, nice stuff. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there. You got $1,000 to spend on a guitar. I'm just gonna make a pitch right now. Sure. You could go with any one of those standard guitars, any normal guitar like that. But let me just throw something out that's a game changer, okay? 80s classic, the Duncan, right? Simple lines, weaving, right? No extravagant, no crazy electronics, one pickup, one knob, one whammy, good to go. I'm just saying, I'm just throwing it out there. Just saying. And that's the one you'd have to get. Not saying there's anything wrong with the other ones. Well, that's fine. It's all fine. But that's the one. Yeah, the reverse. You gotta pay attention. They get you on the reverse. You almost had me. Those are all good. Anyway, let me get back here. Back to my bag. Around $1,000, you get an amazing Schecter. I thought the Schecter I had here was really good. Now it did have a cracked fretboard, but I think that was the guy before me. You know, probably over tightened the truss rod and snapped the front of it. But it had a nice neck. If you like a slim neck, that Schecter had a very thin neck. It was beautiful though. I thought it was a great guitar, and it had EMGs, which makes it sound good. I said I'm getting a prophecy. Recent possibility of a Jim Root Charvel. Exactly, simple lines, weaving. The warning tape, though, yeah. See, the funny thing is, everyone's a little different, right? They like different. For me, I like the swirling one. Right? It's like night. That's the summer of '83 all over again. You know, it's like you've seen that design, a variation on it. The same with this. Again, you've seen that design before, or at least a variation on it. You haven't seen that. You just haven't. Period. And if you tell me you have, you're a liar. Okay? Why must you turn my form into a house of lies? Seriously though. It's that's the one. Just saying. Okay, back here. Is the plastic still on my truss rod cover? I think it is. I'm wicked bad like that, though. I still had the plastic on my, on a couple of things, It just keeps it nicer longer. Eventually, it will fall off. 10-minute warning, really? Tonight went fast. Just got 2 sets of custom DiMarzios to install. Nice. They do them up so nicely when you place a custom order. Sure. Yeah. And I like that he won his lawsuit. But that lawsuit was pretty bogus, a waste of time and money. So anyway, with some of those fractal glasses, exactly. Okay, get out the black light with that with that swirl model. The tone is that is a THU software. Checked out some of the Kramers. The only thing I didn't like was the non-recessed Floyds. Yeah, but that's period correct. I know what you're saying, right? Because Ibanez was a game changer when they started to do the recessed Floyd. But let me just, let me just show you this is the, that's the OG, right? It was never, as a matter of fact, they again, like I said, they just stuck wood screws straight into the body. Right? They're not recessed. So if you're going to go OG, you can't do recessed, right? That's a modern appointment that came years later. OGs are floating and non-recessed. How does Kiesel get away with dual cream covered pickups? They might license it for all we know. And don't forget, are their creams, do they have 6 round bobbins or do they use the 11? Right? It has to be the exact same. That's why you can get away with the blades. You can get away with single coil, and you can get away with P90. This cream-colored single coils, this cream-colored P90s, and this cream-colored blades. What you can't do is 2 bobbins with 6 screws per bobbin, or 6 round things, whether they're slugs or screws. And is it the M22, which would be 11 per? And that would be probably enough to, to maybe get around it. Yeah, Aljon raises a good point. The more modern one would be the SM1, right? That's the yeah. See, hold on, right there, right? Because then you get the recessed, Floyd, which came later in the Kramer lineup, right? Right. So like the SM1, I don't think comes out. It might have been catalog 187 or catalog 287, but I feel like it didn't come out till 88. It could have been catalog 287. Geez, I forget now. That the SM1 came out. So again, it's later. The other design is the Beretta and the Pacer. You're talking 82. I think the Beretta might be 83 or 84. You're talking much earlier. In rock years, that's like a million years. Hey, what's up, Jane? What's up, Johnny Rock? Guitars that I never played. Well, that Kramer, that's why I've been working on it. I'm hoping to have it ready by next week. It's on the bench. It's going. We're getting there. There it is. Maybe by next week I'll have it done. Have it ready to roll. I'll get the foil tape. I think it's going to be delivered tomorrow. I already got the pots. I already got the drop caps. I'm doing master volume in 2 tones. I suppose I could do master volume, master tone, and a break. Do I dare do a? You know what I'm saying? Just to mix things up and do a. And in fact, if I did that, I would do it here. That way, the speed knob doesn't hit this. This is a little close to this. This is fine. I can't put the brake here though. The momentary brake switch. It's just too large. It would easily fit here though. You know what happened though? I'd put it in the stupid switch would break, and I wouldn't have tone. It's the sound would be intermittent as my brake my momentary brake switch is broken. Yeah, the kill switch. You'd rather the Night Swan inlays than the SM1. Yeah, the SM1, I know what you're saying. That's an acquired taste, but trust me, I mean, from back in the day, they were the bomb. Everybody wanted those. I know you're saying, you're like, what's crazy inlays like that? Trust me, it was a thing. More synth next time. Yeah, I don't have any hooked up here. You know what I just got though is some soft. I got a soft synth. I got the new Korg Triton, the Triton Extreme, which is kind of funny. They were able to just literally take the entire guts of that. I want to say the Triton came out in '99. Korg Triton came out in '99. Now with 64 megs of sound. So I think it's the Triton Extreme, which probably had maybe even 128 megs of, sounds and samples and a whole bunch of other crap. And they actually put a 12AX7 in that keyboard to give it a warmer sound. It's so much. It was so ridiculous. And they just come out with a software version that literally is an exact replica. And it has all the patches from the original Triton Extreme, including a whole bunch of just dead patches that, it really is the original list. It's kind of crazy. And it's the original samples. I mean, it really is the original Triton because they can fit it. I think it's about 400 megs. You know, they can fit the whole keyboard in about 400 megs. So. See, I don't want to do 2 volumes because I like master volume. I've learned over the years that I prefer master volume to 2 volumes. I really do. I'm a master volume guy. But that's okay. 2 volumes, you know, it works in certain situations. Like on the Gibsons, it doesn't seem right not to have 2 volumes, right? It doesn't seem right. But on the Kramer, that's S-style. And S-style in my brain is master volume in 2 tones because it's an S. Right? It's like that's how my brain works. Very, very simply. Right? Don't confuse me. Put the arcade switch in, right? I think that's what I kind of need. You kind of need an arcade switch, Aljon, because that's the only thing that can take the beating. I have an industrial switch I got from whatchamacallit, You Do It Electronics, but they, you know, it seems kind of beefy, but it's small. It's a very small plunger. You know, it's not a big, you know, momentary kill switch. And I swear to God, almost all of them are momentary on, not momentary off, right? And it's hard. Remember, if it's on a spring and it's breaking the circuit every single time, there's no way to wire that to make the circuit, as far as I know, right? You literally have to buy by the packaging, you know, makes circuit or breaks circuit. And 99% of them are makes the circuit. And very few of them are breaks the circuit, which is what I need. It does have shielding in it, but it's just a little strip of aluminum to like connect all of the pots together. You know how they do that? They'll put like one little strip underneath to make sure that they're all screwed into something that's connected. But I'll just cover everything with the copper shielding and call it a day. Yeah, I know it's time to release the family. You know. All right. I'm out of here. We used the arcade switch for the Buckethead. Yeah. In fact, I really like the Buckethead guitar if you can find one. They're very expensive, but they're a little larger, right? It's like a 9/8, right? It's just like a little bit larger, and I like that, the oversized LP and the arcade switches. That guitar is quite frankly iconic. It really is. That's such an amazing guitar, the Buckethead. Yeah, with the arcade switches, because the arcade switches are so robust. They can take a beat. They're literally made to take a beating all day, right? They have to be robust. So, all right, dudes. No, you rock. We'll talk soon. You guys have a wonderful week. I'm feeling good about this week for videos. Real good. This past week, I had to get a whole bunch of crap out of the way, but I did. Got it done. It was a very productive week, just not video-wise. Everything else, extremely productive. We'll see this week. All right, dudes. No, you rock. All right, guys, I'll see you in a week. And there you go. Have a wonderful week. Super thanks to everyone who hung out. Super extra special thanks to anyone who contributed. And, of course, mad love from me Mod Squad. Really appreciate it. Though it doesn't seem like we've been as hit with the trolls as we once were. I feel like we're settling into a good crowd, which I appreciate. All right, there you go. Have a good one, guys. See you in a week. Rock on.